Hello, Mr. Sherman. This is Joseph Graham. You gave me a call the other day. So, here we go. You are with BioPure, which is a franchise, which is awesome. You guys do disinfecting and sanitizing and whatnot. Okay, so I'm just gonna start from the beginning and work my way down. So, when anybody is looking for a service, they're gonna do one of two things. They're gonna ask someone they know, "Hey, do you know anybody that can do this, that, and that?" Right? And then that's how you're gonna get the word of mouth referral. Or what they're going to do is they're going to jump on the internet and they're going to search for keywords like commercial disinfecting or sanitizing, and wherever they live are the results that are going to show up. So these are the top results that show up. People do run ads. Go back. Right. They run ads. Like they're running ads, Renko, eSpray, they're all running ads because they know the value of being on page one, right? So then you have these top three map listings, these businesses and these map listings. Here's the kicker. It's these top three results that get 70% or more of the calls. So being in these top three spots, get the first phone calls, right? These ads only get less than 10% because a lot of people think that they're spammy, all right? And then the organic businesses below the map listings get 20%. So what does that tell you? It tells you that being in these top three spots is where the money's at. Okay. But first, you have to have a map listing, a GMB listing, which kind of looks like this. So if I look for BioPure, and let's just say Johnson. I don't know if you have one yet. Johnson County. Really, you don't have a map listing yet, but uh, Fort Worth maybe. Okay, so we got one for Fort Worth, we got one for Arlington. This might be yours. I'm not really sure, but there's only a couple of these in the area. A couple of these BioPure businesses in the area. All right, we got one for Fort Worth. I'm sure there's one for Dallas, and I'm pretty sure because I've worked with EcoMaids before. They're a maid cleaning service, and they all get their own territories, right? So the guy I was working with in Keller, he can only serve like Keller, Flower Mound, and a couple other towns around him unless someone buys out that territory, right? So now that you know the importance of having a GMB, because when someone is searching, they're going to call one of these top three spots. What can we do? Well, the first thing we want to do is establish one of these GMBs. You can use an address from your house, or if you have like a PO box or whatever. But the key thing here to know is that if you set one up in Burleson, it's going to be relevant to Burleson. If you set one up in Cleburne, it's going to be relevant to Cleburne. Now, I'm not saying that um, Johnson County. So I'm not saying that someone from like Grandview won't find your GMB or your listing in Cleburne. Right? It is optimal to have one for each town, but these are small towns, right? So it's possible that whenever you set one up in Cleburne, that someone from Rio Vista is going to find it. But if you know what I mean. So if you set one up in Burleson, Burleson and Cleburne are the biggest cities down here. So it would be wise to set up two, but that's up to you, right? Because Burleson splits from Tarrant County to Johnson County, but you can still serve that area. You can still serve Burleson. So at least establish one map listing. You can pick Burleson or you can pick Cleburne, if not both. And then if you want to set one up in Alvarado or Grandview, that's fine. The more the merrier. That's what I'm saying. The more the merrier. Okay. After this, you said you want to generate leads. All right. Now, there's a couple different ways we can do this. We can do this the SEO way, which is where, so BioPure is its own website. And then this guy has a page on this website, which is this page, right? So You'll have your own. I'm not sure which town, you know what I mean? I'm not sure yet. If you're like based out of Cleburne or Burleson or where Alvarado, but you'll have your own URL. Okay, you have your own URL, and we are going to be doing SEO. We can't with most of these franchises, like the corporate takes care of all the SEO, and I'm sure you guys have to sign a contract where you have to spend this much every year with this company, right? But so I probably won't be able to edit the page like I would want to, especially with these franchise websites. But we're gonna take your URL and the URL to your map listing because every map listing has its own URL. So this is the URL for this map listing, right? And we're gonna start backlinking to it to push juice to it, all right? To start ranking it. This is the URL for the so your GMB has a URL and your website's gonna have a URL. And we're gonna start that's what we're gonna be doing SEO too. Now, what that's gonna do is over time it's gonna start ranking your your GMB in the area that people are searching and where it's based out of, right? So Burleson or Cleburne or wherever you set it up. And people are going to start calling that number. Okay. Now, what we did over here was change the number. This number has already changed, but this was a corporate phone number, and we changed it so that corporate wouldn't answer the phone anymore. And then his name was Cliff, so that Cliff could answer the phone because the corporate people don't really close like they should be closing. So, like if 10 people called the corporate number, when 10 people call the corporate number, they're probably only going to close like two or three people that call there. Yet when we change this number so Cliff answers the phone directly, he's closing like seven, 8 out of 10. So that's why we changed that number. And then a lot of like I'm with a different bunch of people. So like we got the guy from North Carolina, he said the same thing, and then New Jersey, he said the same thing for the EcoMaids. So if you want to change that number, that's up to you. If you want to start closing and dealing with these customers directly, that's fine. Okay. So there's a couple ways we can generate leads. We can do SEO on your own online presence, and or we can build these legions. Which, if someone was looking for, let's just say, like a sanitizing company in Burleson, we would actually look like a competitor, right? So we would get our GMB, we'd rank it in here, we'd rank our website on page one. So this way, when someone calls, they're not, we do have a tracking phone number, so they'll call, but your phone will be ringing. Does this make sense? And then it'd be even cooler if you did both, like you had a Legion and your BioPure ranking, because that means we're taking up more space. So obviously people are paying for space on the front page. So when you have a Legion and yours is ranking on here, you have two shots, right? So when someone calls, let's say call from, let's just say we called it Burleson Sanitizing Company. Call from Burleson Sanitizing Company. Hello, you know, and then they want to go shopping. So they call the next best guy, which would be BioPure. Then they call BioPure, which would be your phone number ringing. Then that's a second shot if they, you know what I mean? Start closing them, right? So we can set these up in any town, any city. You choose 6 services. Let me show you. I always use this. This is one of the first ones I did a couple months ago for waterproofing, a waterproofing foundation repair company in Philadelphia. So, but it's the same stuff applies. So it would be for like sanitizing or, disinfecting, whatever your niche is. So you choose the city slash market. That's what a city is. Like Cleburne is its own market. Burleson is its own market. You choose the niche, the industry, which is actually disinfecting, right, and sanitizing. We build the Legion, which is a website, and you choose 6 different services. So I'm not even sure if you guys offer 6 different services, right? But we'll come up with some. We'll do research around the country. There's a lot of people doing this, and just we'll build those separate pages, right? And then you finance the build. Now, it normally costs me $1,500 to build this website, For you, it'll be 1,000. Okay. So once we build this, then we cover the cost of the SEO, right? Even if it costs me, it's on average, it costs me around three grand to rank a website. But in these smaller towns, it'd probably be half that. So we cover all that. The reason we cover this in the SEO is because when we rank it, you know, we're getting compensated off of the leads that we produce. Does this make sense? Versus if we were just doing SEO for your own website, any leads that come through your phone number, you don't pay us a dime, right? Because that's your website that they found. Those are your leads. You don't pay anybody for that. But for these legions, we get compensated based off of what we produce. All right. So that's how that works. So we can build legions. We can run ads, Google ads, Bing ads, Facebook ads, and we get compensated based off of either 25% of ad spend. So let's just say you had a $1,000 monthly budget, or we'll just stick with $1,000 because it's easier to round. 25% would be 250. So that's what we would get, right? Or 199 a month. So whichever one's greater. So if if you only spent like $500 a month, it'd be 199. That's what we would get for managing and optimizing those ads. Because it's a process when you run ads. You gotta see what's converting. You never want to run the same one over and over and over and over. You do it for a short period of time and then see what's working, see what's not working, see what's getting clicks, see what's getting calls, right? Which is why I love these legions, because you're not paying for clicks, you're paying for calls, right? Speaking of calls, I just figured I'd drop by here real quick. I know this video is already 12 minutes and hopefully you don't got like a super short attention span. I was showing you this. So these are the calls coming in for that website, right? 166 calls in the last 30 days. Plus all these email inquiries that we get all the time. They're like, hey, I need this, I need that. Just like you submitted a form, they submit these forms and it'll go to you, right? I'll get a copy of it as well so I know what came in. But with these calls, we use a tracking number on the lead gen so that we know how many calls come in. When they call, it will say this call is being recorded. Like you can listen to the calls, whatever. Especially if you have something like an employee answering these calls, you can listen to it. And this is the information that comes in. So we have the caller, right? Who called, and we also have a dashboard that you'll be able to log into. So you'll get a username and create a password, and you'll be able to log into a dashboard, see how many form submissions came in, how many calls that came in. You can come in here and see the actual forms that people are sending. They have their supposed to have their name, address, and whatnot, but it'll have their information on here, and then it'll say what they need. I need spray foam, yada yada yada, right? For whatever reason, the names. But yeah, and then you'll be able to see the calls that came in here, just like this dashboard, but we plugged it into this software so that you are able to access it. This is one reason we created it, so that you're able to see everything coming in if you want to. All right. We're also able to manage your GMB map listing on here. So once you set up your map listing, we'll be able to connect to it. We connect to it through here, not through the main Google app. And I'll just show you. Just type in GMB and it's Google My Business. It's a Google My Business map listing. All right. So let's just say like this is a new one. So this is the dashboard on Google that you'll use to set it up. All I did was go to Google GMB, click on Google My Business, right? And if you're gonna do this yourself, you want to make sure you fill out all the information you can on the info part before you verify this map listing. Now, we don't touch any GMBs through this software through Google because it can get penalized. Like any changes that you make, uh, it can cause this GMB to get suspended. This is why we do everything through here. Okay, we do everything through here, so we can even edit the name So let's say um, BioPure, right? Well, usually, like through that last one, if you edit the name, it could get suspended. But here, um, we could say like BioPure, add the niche like uh, what commercial disinfecting slash Cleburne slash Burleson slash Alvarado, you know, extend that name like that. And then we also create posts. So we'll create posts, schedule out the posts, schedule them out. So, this will be posting on the 28th, 26th, yada, yada, yada. You get it? Okay. So keeping these platforms active is a major key. You do that by posting on them. And we can also post on the Facebook page. So here's just another page. This is a zombie honest. So if you looking to get, better sleep, she's the lady to visit. So you can also schedule out posts for these. And then to grow, the audience of people finding and liking these posts, we run ads. So we might spend like 5, 10, 15 bucks a day so that more people can see these posts and like this page. And when that happens, so let's say I like the page, right? If I like the page and I got people, following me, like my wife, she sees that I like this page, she's gonna get a notification saying, "Hey, Joe just liked this page," and she's gonna click on it. So people do, they just click on these notifications, and then guess what? She's gonna end up liking it, although she never even knew about this page, right? So we can post on, we manage the Facebook, manage the, and see as well that we're not just posting on Facebook, we're also posting on Instagram at the same time. So that's just one, two, and then three places we can post. And if you have a blog, well, that would be with the BioPure, but I don't think we can post on this. I don't think we can post on this, not unless we have access to it. But there's already three places where we can post, right? So just to wrap this up, we are very, very, very transparent, all right? So let's jump into this SEO when we're ranking your website. So earlier I showed you an example of those map listings that were in the top three. Well, usually you can't just rank the GMB itself. You gotta have, it's better if you have a website attached to it. So when the website ranks on the page one through SEO, the GMB is bound to follow that afterwards. Okay. So we recommend the minimum of 750 a month. Why? There's no other company that's going to show you what I'm showing you because we have to buy these influential backlinks that give your website juice. Now, Mr. Sherman, there are companies that only charge $200, maybe $250, $300 a month for SEO. But I will tell you this, these links are crucial. And if you get spammy links from some of those people, it's going to affect your site in a pretty bad way. And it could take years to rank something in such a small town as Cleburne or Burleson, right? So we get high quality links, and that's what you're paying for. And you will get a spreadsheet kind of like this that shows everything that we've pushed towards your site, right? So that's where your money's going towards with the SEO, all right? Lead gen site. Told you for you, it costs us $1,000 to build the site, and then we cover the cost of SEO. We eat this until we rank it. Okay, and then when those leads start coming in, we can either do a pay per lead, and you're asking about commission. Now, pay per lead, let me show you an example of that. So let's just say, where are we at? Let's just say your average. So just talk about the lifetime value because when someone spends money with you once, you're probably gonna, especially a commercial building, like yeah, every month I want y'all to come in here and sanitize this place, right? But let's just say like for one time it's just like 250 bucks, and we deliver 30 leads that month. So that one month, someone like 30 people call saying, "Hey, we need this done, yada yada yada." They have the intention to spend money with you, or you got like a contact form that I was showing you earlier. It has their name, address, and like their email and the information that they want. That's also a lead, right? Let's say You close 50% of those. Like 10 people call, 5 landed, profit margin 50%, just keep everything 50, right? So the lifetime value of the customer, or it says how much profit would the business owner be making? You'd be making $125. If you only close 50 of percent, you're only getting 15 new clients, right? The actual value of lead for the business owner is actually $125. And the net value of the lead is 63 bucks. Now, lifetime revenue from the leads, 3,800, lifetime profit, 1,900. So, what is a competitive rate that your business owner should pay for a lead? Well, it could be anywhere from 15 bucks to 25 bucks, right? If we're going to do a flat monthly rate, so if you wanted to do the per lead model based off of these metrics, right, it'd be anywhere from here, here, and here. But what I do is I add everything up and divide it by 3. So if we're going to do like a flat rate deal, which is usually what we go to after like 2 or 3 months, like we know how many people are calling, right? There's no need to keep adding everything. Everything's predictable, right? Everything's predictable. That's the best thing. So we'll add all these up, the 473, the 662, the 756, and you will get like 630.33, right? So if you paid the respective amount per lead, what would your lifetime profit be? So really, if you're spending, 660, you're going to be making at least double the amount of money. So this is after you've already uh, paid for the service, you're still profiting at least 2 times of what you've spent with us. This makes sense. So this is how we um, price the leads that we produce. Okay, and the same way for like ads, right? For running ads, ad spend plus this, but we recommend the lead gen model, right? So the GMB, to manage the GMB is $297 a month. That means we're gonna post on it, we're gonna rank it. If you're local and you got some jobs that you're doing, we can actually go in there and take 360 pictures. There's more of this information on the site, right? And it's actually 250 a week, but for you, because you're in a, you're new, you're brand new. If you're local and there's some pretty decent buildings that you're cleaning and doing work in, we can, and you got to get the permission from the business owner as well. But we can go in there, take 360 pictures. And we can do like before and after pictures and upload those. But of course, we're gonna do citations, reputation management, and whatnot. All right. So Google ads, Facebook ads, Bing ads, YouTube ads, 25%. So like again, if you're spending like say $1,000 a month, I'm just using that number, $1,000 a month, we'd get 250. Or if you're spending less, then it'd be like 197, right? Message marketing, I haven't talked about that yet, but it's pretty good. We use this. This is pretty much when we have like email campaigns, right? Email and text campaigns, mainly emails. It's 497. So this is where 25% of our own business comes from, is these email campaigns. And so let's say you want to target the a lot of commercial businesses, a lot of businesses in Johnson County. Well, we'll go and collect all their emails and all as much information and data as possible, even like try to get owners' information and right, and then start our campaign, and then we'll reach out to certain like post offices and whatnot, and then start getting new homeowners information as well. So we want residentials contracts. We want people just not business owners, but everyday people who just want their house cleaned or sanitized. Well, we'll go and scrape their emails as well. Okay, so very transparent, nothing to hide. It's whatever you want to do, and just the reason you can choose, any if you only have a certain budget, just let me know. Right, nothing's set in stone. I always work with individuals, and just let me know what you can do. All right. So with that said, I don't even know if you're following this still. Hope to hear from you.